sexist and professional feminist killjoy Virgie Tovar, and I'm here today to talk to you about an epidemic that's affecting women everywhere. It's called CRFI. If you're like many women, you've been to a birthday party or a small office gathering, an event that's meant to bring people together. There's swinging tunes, some adult beverages, and good convo. And then it comes time to cut the cake, and someone decides to ruin everything. Oh my God, that slice is huge. That slice is bigger than Beyonce's paycheck. Can you cut me half of that? A cake?
See, these women, I don't get how you women tripping over someone wanted to watch their weight. I don't get it. What's the issue here? What is the issue of trying to cut back and try to have extra years on this earth? A lot of you women don't, you don't like to work for anything. These fat acceptance people, they want a man 6 foot with abs and stuff, but you don't want to work for him and cut down your weight and cut down, the fat off of you. But you won't date a fat man. You'll tell him probably to lose some weight, but you won't look at yourself to lose some weight. Or you will think it's like some sort of a sexist thing for a woman to be told that she has to lose weight, or sexist that a woman cannot have a man that's a bodybuilder or a fitness jock, because that fitness jock is not going to want you because he's going to see that you're going to kill his lifestyle. You're going to kill his healthy lifestyle. And you think you got to shame him to be with you. That is this world is crazy with this wokeness. And this wokeness is killing these fat women.
Related fatphobic incident, or CRFI, is that moment when it's time to eat delicious cake and it's interrupted by a...
Hold on. Cake-related fatphobic incident? Nobody's afraid of fat people. And no one's afraid of them. Unless there's no food to eat and they start looking at you for food. I'm just being real, because it's going to get real when this economy crashes and food is very expensive. Yeah, I'm just saying. And I ain't trying to be funny or nothing, but don't think these people won't try resort to cannibalism. Don't think they won't.
Moralizing impulse. Inevitably, there's always someone at the party who has to declare publicly that their slice is too large, and that the person who's cutting the cake, almost invariably a woman, must do some disproportionate amount of labor in order to accommodate their need to feel superior. Let's take a look.
What superiority? What superiority is like for a woman to want to watch her weight and not try to be overweight? She wants to lose weight. Why is that so hard to understand? Why is that such a sin among fat acceptance people? Oh, because you really don't want to lose weight, and someone actually trying to lose weight is hurting your conscience and making you feel guilty.
Look, can you do a little bit, can you scrape all the frosting off and cut it in half and give me 2 forks, because I'm sharing. So, a little bit more, tiny, no, less than what you're smaller, please. Could you just cut my piece into 12 equal symmetrical little pieces and put each one into a tiny little Tupperware so that I can have a bite for each month of 2018? Thanks.
They're making it like dating, like dieting is evil. Dieting is evil. Diets is bad. Oh no, diet is bad. Diabetes good. Getting leg amputation good. Having to be in a wheelchair, moved around in a scooter like Professor X is good. These women want to talk about this. Oh, you should accept me for who I am. 300 pounds, poor eating habits. Kids are fat on diabetes, probably going to end up on insulin before their time. And they don't care. This is selfishness. This is complete narcissism. If you can't understand that being this type of weight, obesity is killing people, it's not cool. And it's funny how you want, like I said, you won't date. You'll say big and big won't go. So what makes you think you dating a in shape person goes together? What makes you think that's okay? What makes you think that's okay for you to want a healthy, fit person, yet you're not willing to work to be on their level? Okay? You think that person that's worked so hard to be fit is going to want you when all you represent is what they're trying to get away from, which is an early grave?
Take a step back and view what's happening through a critical feminist lens. CRFIs typically happen in environments.
Feminism is killing women and making them cat ladies. Just letting you know.
Where there are primarily or exclusively women. Women are disproportionately negatively affected by diet culture because diet culture maps onto sexism. Like many parts of diet culture, there is a significant performance component.
How does dieting form with sexism? Because you're not willing to do the work. You're not willing to be fair in a relationship. That's the problem. You don't want to work to be in a relationship. You just want it given to you. Nobody respects people who just wants things handed to them. You have to work at it. A man has to work on his body to be with a fitness model, to be with a woman who is trying to keep herself in shape. He can't be complaining and being fat and complaining about he can't get a girl, but he's overweight 300 pounds. He can't do that. But for some strange women over 300 pounds expect a man to be with them. And if he rejects them, you're fat shaming. You should accept me for who I am.
You have to show others that you are being good. Controlling how much you eat is part of what it means to be a, quote, good woman. This kind of behavior is a way for people to keep other people in check through food moralizing, surveillance, and policing. These are the
maybe trying to help you to make better food choices so you don't end up in an early grave or you don't have your limbs amputated. Okay? And maybe to help you actually get a suitable partner, actually to keep the weight off. But the problem is a lot of you are better off alone because you will cause that person's life to be a living hell. Because once you get married or once you secure a man, you want to go back and binge eating all that disgusting crap and be getting all big again. And you expect that person to stay with you. Okay? And you will say probably that if you don't stay with me, I'll divorce you and take half your stuff. Because you refuse to compromise and understand that this type of lifestyle is unhealthy. You got a lot of women, especially in the Black community, who are obese and overweight, and it runs in their family. And half of them have to get their legs chopped off, and they're in scooters, or they're suffering some sort of physical ailment because they refuse to give up the toxic foods that's killing them, and they expect to get men.
The mechanisms that are at the core of diet culture and weight control. The idea that you can position yourself as superior to others through self-control and self-denial is super sexist. CRFIs have a history of creating a hierarchy among women and ultimately in maintaining misogynist expectations. Watch how this woman...
Misogynist expectations? Wait a minute. You expect men to be fit and rock hard abs and to be healthy, but you, on the other hand, you don't expect to do anything for that man. Feminism is about equality with none of the responsibility for the female. They want to do everything to make sure that they're empowered, they can do whatever they want. But men have to follow the rules, women don't. And you can understand why there are men who don't want to get married, how they opt out of relationships. I'm not for MGTOW, but I do understand why these men are opting out of relationships because of this one-sided selfishness of women these days. Not all, but majority are selfish, and they don't want to see that it takes two sides to work at a relationship to keep it going. They just want one person to carry all the load and they just be along for the ride. It doesn't work that way. It takes two. It's a two-way street, not a one-way street. Hence the reason why many of these women will only date men who are just thinking of them as a fetish. Okay? Rarely will any of them get married because they have to find a weak beta male who's going to take on their crap or probably get tired of them and they end up being a single mother.
And demonstrates a different way to engage with cake. Thank you. No, thank you. Practice just taking the cake slice you're given, or simply saying no thanks. Don't make other people be your cake nanny, because women already have too much on their plate. With a sexist culture navigating underwhelming romantic options and an absurdly inexplicable pay gap.
That's been debunked. Pay gap. There is no pay gap. It's just the fact that you want to be given the same wage, but don't work the same hours as a man. That's it. There's no pay gap. Okay, you want the pay, but you don't want to work the hours that a man works. You want equality with none of the responsibility. That's basically what it is. Okay, and your dating options are through the floor is because of your attitude, and that's what basically kills it. You probably could get a man with the weight that you are, but no one man is going to, any man with any sense is going to see your attitude and think, I'm going to leave you, or I'm just going to sleep with you and move on. So your feelings are hurt because the man didn't want to stay with you, because you don't want to step up to the plate and change your attitude to actually get a man that will actually want to marry you and have kids. But I've heard this woman already is a single mother. So she already has a hard time because she's not willing to take it seriously that you have to be strategically to be dating now. And she doesn't want to see that. You can't be thinking about yourself, and you got to think about that kid, and you have to drop the feminist act. It's killing your dating chances of you getting a man that loves you and willing to be a good father to your child, but you're not willing to hear that.
So remember, the next time that you're on the verge of committing a CRFI, be an ally to women rather than an accomplice to patriarchy. Because
accomplice to patriarchy. But look, this is true. I don't care how you slice it. Without men, women would be dead. That's it. This is it. We've built cars, we've built railroads, we've built ships, we've built buildings, we've created electricity. We're the ones created cell phones. We're the ones who keep things going in this economy. Whether he's the manager at Burger King, to the person running Tesla. It is men who run this world. That is it, period. Without patriarchy, you all would be a lot screwed up than you already are now.
After all, patriarchy doesn't give a fuck about you, girl.
It does. You just don't care to understand what it means for patriarchy. Some of you grew up in broken homes. Some of you grew up with crappy dads. That's understandable. But it's your responsibility to get help for those issues. Most of these feminists have been victims of sexual abuse, victims of some sort of sexual assault, victims of growing up in a broken home, or just the fact they have the predisposition to be selfish and are too blinded by their accomplishments to even understand that men don't care about that. They care about, are you feminine? Are you a woman that gives me peace, that I could talk to? Are you worth giving my last name? Can you understand the importance of having a last name of a man? Are you the type of woman to want to fight and have your name hyphenated? Okay. Are you just the type to bring on a big bowl of stress because you want your way all the time, every time? This is why a majority of you women might as well just invest in cats than invest in getting a man. That's all you're going to do, because most of the time, these women who are feminists, they're just promiscuous, nasty, have bad attitudes, and only good for sex. It's sad, but that is the truth. Or some just go into the LGBT community, just become lesbians because they're that bitter towards men. Some of them have severe psychological issues. Instead of getting help for that, they turn to this, which is actually killing them.
It's so rich. 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 It's so rich.
Okay. Well, that's all I got for now. All right. That's all I got for now. On to the next video. What's up, Chaos Rain? Talk to you guys later.